Talk 101 FM, first with News and Talk Indicator. I'm Tara Nickerson. You're listening to the Daily Wrap. Well, it is time again for Fridays with Geno. Geno from The Real Opinion on WAND TV is here in the studio with me. Hi, Geno. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
We want to talk about some of the movies that opened up last week and you were able to get to the theater and see. That way we can let our listeners know if maybe it's worth their time and money this weekend.
Oh, yeah, I had 3 this last weekend, and I'm glad to say that there's one yes, one you wouldn't be too disappointed, and one you should probably stay away from.
All right, let's start with the bad news first, if you don't mind. Let's do that one first.
Well, this weekend was about what I expected. Freebirds was the bad movie. Now, is it safe for kids? If a parent took their kid to go see it, would it be okay? Yes, but it was just not a very good movie in general. Parents are going to be bored stiff with this one. And the sad part is there was a couple funny parts, but they happened after the credits.
Oh, no.
Or during the credits. And there was a couple okay things. And, parents can entertain their kids with it. There was a lot of kids there. I didn't really hear any laughing from them or anything.
Yeah.
And it was boring and very formulaic and...
Yeah.
Not a good time.
Well, there are so many good kids movies. It seems like these days they're getting wiser. The producers are making them more appealing to adults and adding in bits of adult humor and things that us parents can enjoy while we're tolerating the film with our kids. And so, I think it's good for parents to know that, this might be one that they want to sit out on. Let's talk about the one that was so-so that might be worth your time.
Well, I wouldn't call it so-so. It's just that I wouldn't say run to the theater to go see it. If you went and seen it, you'd have a great time. That was Las Vegas.
Okay.
Once again, everything this weekend was what I expected or more. Las Vegas was definitely a PG-13 hangover meets grumpy old men.
Yeah.
A lot of old school versus new school type humor and very funny. I had a really good time through the whole thing. And like I said, it might be a good rental, but if you go to the theater to go see it, I think you'll have a good time as well. My only big fear from this is that they're going to make an unnecessary sequel. This really should just be one of those one-and-done comedies. Even though I love the characters, had a lot of fun with them, I think if they crammed another movie out, it would just be too much.
Yeah, well, I think that if people want to go see it, it would be a fun, date night movie this coming weekend or whatever. I think obviously older people are going to be able to appreciate it even more because it probably speaks to their lifestyle issues and humor and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got a lot of comments on my Facebook page, and they said, they're afraid. Some older people said, well, we appreciated the humor more.
Yeah.
I got it. I've seen stuff like this before. I think everyone can enjoy it. Yeah, I could see them understanding it more because, they have lived, some of this, and it's just good humor. And my thing is if you didn't have the actors behind these parts, I don't think this movie would have worked. You had to have good actors like Michael Douglas, like Robert De Niro, Morgan Freeman, and Kevin Kline, who's brilliant in this.
Yes.
He's the best part of this whole movie. If you didn't have guys like that behind these roles, it probably wouldn't have been as good.
Well, fantastic. So one that is definitely worth your time. And let's talk about the one you loved.
Okay, I had one problem with Ender's Game, and that I wanted more. It was one of those movies that they cut the time too short and the movie moved too fast. There was too much there that they could have used another hour and told an even better story, but I still love the movie. I'm afraid this is going to be the John Carter of this year, which nobody went and seen John Carter. It cost him $250 million to make, and it didn't make enough back, and it deserves a sequel. This movie deserves a sequel as well, which there are books for that they can make sequels out of. But it only made like $30 million. I think it cost somewhere between $120 and $150 to make. I'm afraid it's not going to make enough back where they're going to justify a sequel.
Wow. Well, I really hope that people will go out and see it. You hate to see a really good one get by people and go unnoticed because, there are so many bad movies out there that make a whole lot of money. It really is a shame when that happens.
Well, they did make 3 Hangovers.
Well, let's talk about the movies that maybe are coming out in the theater this weekend that people might want to take a chance on?
It's a big comic book weekend. Thor comes out this weekend. Thor: The Dark World, the sequel, and I guess you'd call it pseudo sequel to Avengers. It's phase 2 of the Avengers, and it's Thor. I love Chris Hemsworth as Thor. He's kind of made it his own. But what I always really look forward to with a Thor movie is Tom Hiddleston as Loki. He's probably one of the best things to come out of these Marvel movies. And I have a link on my Facebook page to a commercial he did for Comedy Central. I won't spoil it, but he proves why we love him and hate him as a villain, because he's a jerk to kids. And it's extremely funny. It's like 30 seconds, so check out that clip on my Facebook page. Also, though, Chris Eccleston, who is Destro in the first G.I. Joe movie, that movie was okay, but he was one of the better parts of it. He plays another villain, the Dark Elf Malekith, and who's one of the better Thor villains. So I'm looking forward to seeing his portrayal. I won't spoil anything about him because he's kind of a complex character, and he's very interesting, and I'm looking forward to see that. But, of course, Chris Hemsworth is Thor. I mean, I can't get enough of him playing Thor. He's one of the best characters they've come up with.
Well, all of the Avenger fans, of course, are going to be turning out for this one this weekend, and I'm pretty. I would say I'd be pretty confident that they aren't going to put out a bad product. That this is going to be an enjoyable movie for comic book lovers and Avenger fans to see.
Yeah, Iron Man 2's probably been the biggest disappointment, but even it was somewhat entertaining. They're not all going to be huge and wonderful, but if they put out just a fun movie, which this one's actually, I don't read reviews, but I read top lines, and it's getting a lot of positive reviews. So I'm looking forward to it. They say it's kind of deep, so I'm looking forward to seeing how deep they can make a Thor story.
Awesome. Any others opening up this weekend?
Yeah, About Time is getting a national release. It's only been limited release, and it's the movie where men in a family can time travel, and this guy has to make his life the way he wants it. And it also stars Rachel McAdams, which those that know me know since The Notebook, I've kind of had a crush on Rachel McAdams. And
Who doesn't?
Yeah, and she can kind of do no wrong with me.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully, I will say this, hopefully this is better than her last time-traveling movie, which was The Time Traveler's Wife, which was probably the most depressing movie I've ever seen in my life.
It was extremely sad and horrible.
I hated myself after watching that movie, and I'm hoping that this one's a lot more fun. Though I'm looking for a more dramedy than romantic comedy, and and I think it's going to be very good. Once again, top lines have said that it's been very good, and this is how you handle time travel, and I think that was probably taking shots at Time Traveler's Wife. So, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm glad it's getting a wide release because I didn't want travel to go see it.
Fantastic. And any others opening up this weekend that people will want to look out for?
The Book Thief is opening up, but I don't know yet if it's opening up anywhere around here. A lot of times movies like that will open up in Chicago first. I hope it does open up around here. What that movie is, it's a World War II film about a girl that steals books so Nazis can't burn them.
Wow.
And her adopted family hides Jewish people from the Nazis. And I like anything World War II.
Yeah.
I can watch just about anything, whether it be about the military or just about concentration camps. The only one I've never been able to watch is Schindler's List. I haven't been able to bring myself to watch that. But the story just looks really compelling to me. You have a young actress is up and coming. Mm-hmm. She's only been in a few films, but she's gotten a lot of acclaim from other movies I haven't seen. But the previews look really good. Jeffrey Rush is in it, and I always like him.
Yes.
So I hope it goes wide release, but I don't know if it is yet or not.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for that and look forward to hearing about the ones you get to see. And we'll do that next Friday, of course. Any other movie news that you want to mention? Yeah, one thing in movie news. Since Thor 1, I have been saying that Jamie Alexander, who is Lady Sif, should be Wonder Woman. And finally, it's come out that she may be in talks with Warner Brothers to become Wonder Woman. And Thor 2 came out in 2011, so it's been a couple of years. And I'm not the only one that thinks this, but that's the first thing I thought when I came out of Thor 1, is why is that girl not
not Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And she's kind of hinted that she's been in talks, and she has details on the new Batman Superman movie, because now they're teasing that it may not just be Batman, it may be Batman and Wonder Woman, which is, of course, building a Justice League film.
Yeah.
So if she becomes Wonder Woman, the comic book movie world will be a very good place, because she can actually act and she can do the physical parts, and she's not bad looking either.
Awesome. Well, we'll keep listening to hear if that's the actual the facts, if she ends up signing and making the deal, and that'd be fantastic for people who love to follow those movies. And I appreciate you coming in today, telling us all about it. Hopefully people will get out, see a movie this weekend, especially with the weather turning cooler, less outdoor activities happening. The movie theaters is always a great place to go. And again, we want to recap for anyone who just joined us that if they're going to see a movie from last weekend, the one that was opened up last weekend, the one you recommend is?
Yeah, go see Ender's Game, or you won't be too disappointed with Las Vegas.
All right, fantastic. Geno has been my guest. This is Fridays with Geno on Talk 101 FM. Of course, you can also catch Geno on WAND TV with The Real Opinion. And again, when do your segments air on WAND?
They run on WAND today about 6:40, 6:45 on Tuesdays and Fridays.
All right, fantastic. People can tune in to catch you there as well. This is Talk 101 FM. We're always first with news and talk in Decatur.